Hi guys, I'm doing a follow-up video on my previous video, the L6 steel experience. Um, well, I'll also do some testing over here. Uh, well, over here I have a L6 steel knife, the CKC Hunter, and this small Sabanza in S30V stainless steel. Okay, and over here some kumquats. Well, Chinese New Year is around the corner, and uh, well, these are not Mandarin oranges. They are actually like a small mini kind of Mandarin orange. It's really quite small, right? And this is called kumquats. um, yes, it is small but very nice, very sweet. um, but the thing about them is that they're going to be used in my experiment that you will see in this video. And the thing is, they are acidic, okay? And I will explain um, about them later on, okay? uh, well, as you can see, this is a high carbon steel and or carbon steel, okay? And this is stainless steel. What makes carbon steel and stainless steel? Basically, uh, non-stainless steel like this carbon steel, this L6 steel, has very low uh, chromium content. Okay, a stainless steel, if I'm not wrong, must have I think it is 15% chromium in its composition and above to qualify as a stainless steel. I think D2 is about 13% chromium, so it's usually called semi-stainless. Okay. Uh, okay, so the chromium in stainless steel, as most of you should know, is what prevents rusting. Okay, or rather, um, well, it doesn't. It will rust, but it will rust rather slowly. Okay, it is resistant to rusting, not rust proof, hence the name stainless. Okay, it will stain steel. Okay, I have stainless steel that have rusted badly on me, okay, when they are just totally neglected. Okay, so about L6 steel, um, I forced a strong patina on my L6 steel, as you can see. Okay, coated it with ketchup, then coated it with vinegar, then coated it with mustard. Left it a long time, and I believe I have quite a patina on it. Okay, and well, I was saying in my previous video that the L6 steel, when I cut, when I do food preparation with it, basically it left a strong metallic flavor, okay, to the food that I was cutting. Okay, so I didn't like the smell and the um, flavor, okay, that metallic flavor that imparted to my food. Okay, anyway, let's just carry on with the experiment first. Okay, and we'll talk, okay, as we go along. I'm going to eat my kumquats. Okay, so I'm going to cut my acidic fruit. This is how I like to eat my kumquats. As you can see, the acidic juice of the kumquat, okay, is left on the patina, the blade, okay, which has patina on it. So what I do is I peel them like that. Interesting, huh? Ta-da! Okay, now S30V stainless steel. Sharp. All right. So once again, I'm leaving the juice on the stainless steel of the Sabanza as well. Right? Now let's, of course, eat as we go along. Mmm, very nice. Extremely sweet. Very nice. Anyway, where was I? Let me get some tissue. And my trash bin. All right. So, acidic juice left on both blades, right? So, going back to L6 steel, the fruit is distracting, but it is so nice. The L6 steel, like I said, okay, one of its qualities being carbon steel, and also one of the fastest rusting carbon steel that you will find. It imparts this strong metallic flavor to the food, especially if you are not used to food preparation or cooking with carbon steel knives. Okay, yes, because I have learned that all carbon steel would leave this metallic flavor. So it is a consideration if you are planning to use carbon steel for the kitchen or food preparation. Okay, but I guess as somebody pointed out, if you are used to eating with the carbon steel, if you're used to that taste, that metallic taste, then you get used to it, and it's kind of like water. You don't really smell you know your that water that you commonly drink. Well, I may not be making sense here, but I don't care. Okay, so anyway, just bear in mind, the seeds of the fruit. Just bear in mind that carbon steel will impart this taste, to the food, and there are ways to go around it. Okay, the first is that you create a patina on the knife, but from my testing, it doesn't really help that much. Okay. So you basically need to prepare your carbon steel. Okay, we left the juice, right? So now with this white piece of tissue paper, I'm going to clean it off. As you can see, I bring it closer, you can see that the white tissue has been stained. Okay, the acidic juice basically has rubbed off some of the oxidization on the L6 steel. You see the dark spot on the tissue that was previously white. Okay, so you have to expect this and be prepared to experience this, you know, when you are using carbon steel for your food preparation. With the stainless, okay, again, white tissue, right, wiping off the stain here. Okay, no discoloration. Okay, even the acidity doesn't really affect the stainless steel. It's now back to its satin look, right? So basically, stainless steel is of course very good for food preparation. Okay, very stainless, and L6 carbon steel, which if you do a search online, there's a consensus and really there's no dispute that it rusts really fast. Okay, really fast. I think it might be one of the fastest rusting carbon steel that you will find in your cutlery. It rusts even faster than O1, which is known to rust very fast as well. So if you use any carbon steel knives, you know, for food preparation, you have to know how to work with the carbon steel, and you have, let's also have a piece of history. Okay, people in the past, before the invention of stainless steel, all use carbon steel for their knives. Okay, meaning for food preparation, and even the pots and pans that they cook their food in, they are all stainless. They are all carbon steel, right? So you can use this in the kitchen. Okay, I know Kylie does. The maker of this knife, CKC Knives, Knives and Stuff is his nick, and he used this in the kitchen for about a year. For him, he knows how to use or handle carbon steel in the kitchen, so that's important. Okay, if you're going to use carbon steel, if you are not a careful person, or if you didn't know and you went to do food preparation, then cooking, and then eating, and left your knife, unattended, and when you go back to wash your plates and the knife, you will be very well shocked and disappointed to see that the whole blade would have rusted badly. Okay, that's carbon steel for you. Okay. So take note. Okay. um, Basically, if you have to use this in the kitchen, then you need to have to take proper measures. Okay, use a cloth. Okay, have always a cloth on standby to wipe the blade down. Okay, I won't go into the details of how to prepare your knife, your carbon steel knife. Okay, but well, not in this video, I guess. But it's going to be you have to take special care, and you can't use it like a stainless steel, basically. Okay, so for me, basically, in this modern day society, okay, or rather in the modern world, where stainless steel is so obtainable and you know, used in the kitchen, I'm going to stick to stainless steel for my food preparation. But like what someone said, you know, if you are um, able to handle carbon steel in the kitchen, you know, there's not much difference, I guess, between stainless and non-stainless. You just need to know the routine well, okay, to and be used to it. If you're used to it, there's not much more work with carbon steel. However, if you're not prepared, you know, to do the extra work and steps with carbon steel, then stick to stainless. Okay. Basically, my philosophy is this: in this modern world, okay, in this context, where you have stainless steel and carbon steels, okay, and of course the super steels, which are basically mostly stainless steels, but with the qualities of carbon steel. And so it's like the best of both worlds. So if you can afford that, you know, why not? You know, but I will still have some carbon steels in my knife collection. Why is that so? The reason is because it is a piece of history, you know, and a kind of steel to be experienced. People of the past use carbon steel, so I would like to experience what is it like. You know, it's like a piece of tradition, and yep, carbon steels will have their place in my knife hobby. You know, my knife fetish, if you will. It's kind of boring to be, you know, dealing with stainless steel all the time. So you know, L6 steel, you know, that said about L6 steel and food, I must say that L6 steel has some really interesting properties. I read somewhere in a website. Okay, let me just turn to it and have a look. It says here in this website, zknives.com, okay, /knives/articles knife steel FAQ. Okay, it says under L6 that L6 is a bandsaw steel that is very tough and holds an edge well, but rusts easily. It is, like O1, a forgiving steel for the forger. if you are willing to put up with the maintenance, this may be one of the very best steels available for cutlery, especially where toughness is desired. In a post on the knife maker's email list back in the 1990s, when asked what the makers would use for their personal knife, L6 emerged as the top choice. Wow, okay, um, that's a pretty high calling, huh? And in another website, that you know um, has sort of those some of the things that I have previously said. This is ajh-knives.com, metals, or rather slash metals. It says here that L6 is a band saw steel that is very tough and holds an edge well, but it rusts easily. It is like O1, easy to work with, rusts easily without proper maintenance. And this is the part here. Some say that this may be one of the very best steels available for cutlery, especially where toughness is desired. And then it says, but my personal choice for that purpose is stainless. So it is a very personal thing when it comes to steel, I would say. Some would have the argument that traditionally people all have to use carbon steel before the advent of stainless. However, if you ask me to put it in a real practical context, okay, in this modern day and age where all the steels are available, okay, would you stick to carbon alone, and say that it is the best for food preparation? I would say no, definitely not. Okay, not in my own personal preference. It is not a good and top choice for food preparation, if you ask me, right? Because the fact of the matter is, it really imparts smell or flavor to the food. And is that good? And it oxidizes so fast, as you can see what the juice is doing, right? Well, if I have money and I can afford stainless steel, which is much easier, more convenient in the kitchen, I won't be bothered with this kind of steel. Again, clean tissue, okay, wipe down, stained tissue. Can't see it on the camera, I realize, okay. I smell it, okay, and there is just a very strong oxidation smell, smells like a bit like blood. See, more and more of the patina is rubbed off with this acidic substance. It's getting blacker, the tissue, right? So I want this video to be an educational video. It's not slamming L6 steel. In fact, L6 steel does has its very good properties, which I truly admire, and I would mention a little later, okay? But for food preparation, my own personal opinion, and a very practical, pragmatic one, I say no, okay? But it doesn't mean you can't use this in the kitchen. Okay, I gave my reasons. Okay, you need to know how to use it. If you know how to use it, it's fine. But I'm saying that, for, if you have a choice, you know, I don't think this will be your number one choice, right? However, this will help with iron deficiency. Okay, it will prevent iron deficiency. You will never be deficient with iron if you use this steel, I believe, in your food preparation. So, yep, you have to understand that when a steel oxidizes fast, that oxidization will go on to the food that you prepare. And well, basically, however, if you keep cutting your food, you will have this coating of liquid and oil, I would say, on the plate. So less and less of that smell will be spread to the food. However, my that's what somebody told me. But if this layer of liquid and oil on the L6 steel, you know, uh, if it gets to food, then that flavor and taste would go over as well, because that liquid will have a strong um, metallic taste and smell, sort of like the liquid that I removed, the juice that I removed from the L6 steel. Okay, so okay, what are the good things about this steel? Well, this steel is a very tough steel and it sharpens really easily. Okay, it is exceptional in that, I must say. Okay, well, a quick stroke would just get the edge back to real sharpness. Okay, and yes, this is a very tough steel, and I've personally verified this, in my cutting experience. When I slam like this belly against hard plastic, that would just dull stainless steels like the 12C27 steel. I believe that's Sandvik steel. It would just dull the edge over here. But when I slam this knife into hard plastic in my cutting, well, I can tell you that the impact doesn't really dull the edge. So it is a very tough steel. I believe this is very good for wood cutting, wood processing, and very good um, for making swords, sword, with it, and fighting knives, of course. So for combat knives and swords, L6 is a perfect choice, I believe. And I have read in my research that this is a very good steel for making katanas, which is the Japanese knife or the nihonto. Okay, and well, this steel can rival or maybe even be better, okay, than the Japanese traditional steel for their katanas, their Japanese samurai knives, okay, and that traditional steel is called tamahagane, okay, and this is better, or could be as good as tamahagane. So that's something interesting, So I'm glad that I have a L6 steel knife in my collection, and moreover, this knife is just excellent in ergonomics. It looks like a deceptively simple design. However, it is very ergonomic. I do not have anything bad to say about the ergonomics and the design of this knife. You know, Kylie just makes good knives. Um, uh, just that L6 steel is what Sword of New Zealand uses. Okay, this company is called Sword. Okay, and well, the blanks that Kylie used to use from them, come in L6 steel. So it may not be Kylie's top choice. In fact, he really loves his O1. And well, I think other than the CKC Hunter belt knife and Hiker, which are in L6, none of his newer knives are in L6 anymore. Um, yeah, so that's the thing about L6 steel. If you ask me, in an all-round situation, uh, I wouldn't. It's not my top choice for sure. Um, I would go for other steels. However, you know, it is a really good steel, I would say, and it has its purpose. You know, and this knife, the blade may be very thin looking, but I can tell you, no other metal or no other steel, I would use for this thinness, other than L6 steel, because it is really incredibly tough. It may be thin, but it's extremely strong and hard. It's a amazing steel. you know you just have to live with the um, you know rate of the high oxidation rate and the patina, and you must know how to um, use carbon steel. So I would say, if you can master L6 steel, uh, you can master all carbon steels. you know uh, yes, is there anything more I would like to add? Yes, I think I might have left out some points. Um, yes. Oh, another thing about L6 is that it is a low alloy carbon steel. Okay. Um, I think what they mean is there are very little other additives, to the steel, to the iron. Uh, it has very little additions of other elements to iron. Um, yep. So, if there are any more things to add, I'll add it in the next video. But, this is my case about L6 steel. You have to decide for yourself, what kind of steel that you like and what kind of purpose. If you ask me, this steel is more for enjoyment, you know, uh, rather than practical practical use. I mean everyday or common use. If I have the option of other knives, I mean other steel, you know. Uh, so, yep, I think this is a good knife, very good knife, in fact. The steel type. I'm I'm happy to have this in my collection. And well, it's an interesting discovery and journey, definitely. So, thank you very much for watching. If there are anything that I left out, I may do another video. If you have any comments, feel free. It's very interesting, to read stuff about it. And looking forward to more knives. I have quite a few knives on the way this year. Uh, well, and a good number of folders, you know. So, yep, lots of folders and fixed plates on the way. So stay tuned, have a good one, enjoy, be safe.